we're making a podcast.
Unorthodox and controversial.
Fucking nothing about you that is controversial, man.
Mildly entertaining.
People will listen to that, will they?
A podcast. And will people listen to it?
Yes. How does everybody else that?
Podcast my hole!
We should put a stop to all this podcast nonsense and leave well enough alone.
Hello, and welcome to the Mildly Controversial Podcast. Another episode where Baz is on his sabbatical, so I have recruited a not Baz for this week, and it's her second visit as a not Baz, and it's Dana Pereira. Hello, Dana.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
You're very, very welcome. I love having you here, as always. I'm just... The people listening won't get this, but the people watching really will. I love the fact that Dana has got, I think it's a wreath or something behind you, but it just makes you look like Donna Summer out of the 70s. So I'm absolutely here for it. It does look like you've gone to a fancy dress party, a 70s fancy dress night. So it's amazing.
I'm here for it too. I was like, I need to center my head right in the middle of this wreath. It's very.
So good. It's
like
one of
a
those
dark
apps,
angel.
It's like one of those apps you can try a new hairstyle to see if it suits you. And let me tell you, Dana, that absolutely fucking suits you. So stay with it.
I don't know about that. I think you're blowing smoke up my ass right now.
It's the only way I get you to keep coming back. Anyway, I do need to start with a warning. As an American, we do need to be careful because Dana may arrest me and my wife, decide to run the podcast until she can replace me with a host she's happier with.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go. There's a little bit of topical. We don't do politics on this. No politics, no religion are the two rules of this. So that's the closest I'll get.
Honestly, that's not even politics at this point. That's just fucking dumbness.
That's the closest I can get to politics by euphemistically talking about the fucking nut job that is running the country in America at the minute. I know we have a lot of listeners in the States, and I know what Baz did a lot of great work recruiting those, and I may have lost half of them, but I don't care because Baz isn't here to tell me off. Okay.
He'll get them back when he returns.
He will. He'll just get his top off. That's what tends to get them flooding back. Right. Anyway, this is like we've invited someone to dinner and just completely ignored them, so we should probably introduce our guest for the night. Our guest here is a guy called Paul Foster, who is, are ready for this, a Michelin star chef. La-di-da. We've had a BAFTA winner before. We've had an Olympic silver medalist on the show before. We've even had a MasterChef finalist who turned into a MasterChef judge in Tony Rod.
Ah, yeah.
And but we've never had a Michelin star on, so you are our first Michelin star. So thank you very much for joining us, Paul Foster, and welcome.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah. I don't have quite the hairdo behind me. I've just got an evil murderous clown.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, to be fair, I did brief you that I either wanted you to have a background that made you look like you had a big afro or a murderous clown. So thanks for sticking to the brief.
Yeah, we went in different directions. It's a good thing we didn't show up in the same outfit.
Oh, imagine. Oh, no, you've gone for Joker as well. Yes, so Michelin star. Right, the first question I have for you. Listen, for everyone listening and watching, we're gonna interview Paul, find out a bit more about Paul and his background, what he's up to now, and then we're gonna, as we do when we get a guest on, we're gonna move on to Paul's mildly controversial opinions. So, getting to know Paul first a little bit. The Michelin star, right? I have eaten a Michelin star, despite the fact that for some reason I've come tonight dressed like I've been going through the bins. I have.
You look like the guy from Home Alone. You know, the robber.
Yeah. Oh, I'm loving that. It's still Christmas. I mean, it's the 6th of. We're recording this on the 6th of January, which is when you take your decorations down. Apparently.
Yeah, it's the 13th day of Christmas.
Yes, so I'm still working on the Christmas theme by coming dressed as somebody off Home Alone. But yeah, it's I have eaten in Michelin star restaurants in the past, and I've not really known much about it. So can you talk us through what's the process? Do you just say, can I have one? And they come and taste your food and go, yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, no, like it's quite the opposite. You cannot apply. You can't. There's not a process you go through. There's not an itinerary or things you have to achieve. It's basically they're looking for the best of the best, and they will come to see you if they feel you're good enough, and they'll come visit you however many times a year to check consistency, and then they'll either give you a Michelin star or they won't. But they won't talk to you anymore. They won't do anything. So it's very cloak and dagger. That's why it's so revered, really, because it's not your tick box exercise of do this, this, and this, and you'll achieve this grading. And they're always, you never know when they're coming in. They used to announce sometimes after a meal, like now and again, they'd come and have a quick chat with you when they paid a bill. But now they don't at all. So you don't know when they're coming in. You can't change anything. So it's the ultimate consistency, really, in that sense. And they're very hard to spot now. They used to be a bit easier to spot years ago, but very hard to spot now. So that's why the guide is respected so much, because it's not voted for by the public, which, we got Boaty McBoatface, if you remember. That's what the public do.
Yes.
And we got Brexit, again, not going into politics, but that's what the public do. This is people that are highly experienced in the best restaurants in the world that are judging you in your category as well. So they go to pubs and restaurants and hotels, and they just want the best possible consistent food.
So is there politics involved in that at all, though? Or is it because it's so kind of secretive that there's not really at all?
No, depending what chefs you speak to, some will tell you there are politics involved, but a lot of it, like this year as well, this time of year, this is when the whispers are going round. So there's an awards night every year. And the way I found out, so I got a Michelin star in 2018. The awards were on the Monday, the 2nd of October, I think it was. And I knew when the awards were for a few months. I got invited the Friday before.
Wow.
So it's like basically drop what you're doing, you come in. And you still don't know if you've got anything. You most likely have, but you go down to the awards, and then so Gordon Ramsay was on the stage that time, give me a Michelin star jacket, etc. But yeah, I had plans on the Monday, but you drop everything for Michelin.
What if you hadn't won? What if they call you down and say, "Oh God, you're all right telling your mates, I'm pretty sure I've got a Michelin star." And when you get there, you say, "Yeah, can you peel those potatoes in the back, please?"
Well, it'd be like, Dana, you might not know this reference, but Bully's special prize. Here's what you could have won.
Yeah, totally.
Bring it on a speedboat and taking it off. So it was one of those things that was a lifetime dream, but something that you never expect to get, because there's in the UK there's about 120 1, 2, and 3 Michelin star restaurants. There's about 20,000 restaurants, and several chefs in each one. So it's 0.01% or something. I'm not very good at maths that achieve that. So it's incredibly hard to come by. And when I opened my restaurant in 2017, it was something I wanted. And Michelin had visited me when I was head chef in different places. And I'd worked in Michelin star restaurants all over the world, but I never made my business about that. It's like I want to achieve that, but I'm not going to create a model around it. I want amazing food, a good business for one, so I can pay myself and the staff and all the other people, and that has to be the cherry on top, which it was. Yeah, some chefs do fall into the just making it all about Michelin and overthinking it and thinking what's going to get me a star, and ultimately you don't know.
So there's TV show stuff. Oh, sorry about that. So you see the whole Gordon Ramsay on TV. He's yelling at everybody. He's making it all chaotic and making everything needs to be perfect. How close to that environment is it whenever you're trying to achieve something like that?
When I started out in Michelin star restaurants, young, 26 years ago, it was a lot like that. Not like How's Kitchen. How's Kitchen is very contrived for television. I know Gordon, and he's an incredible chef, and he has become a little bit of a character of himself, which I understand what they're doing, especially for the American market. But the best thing I can recommend you to watch, to see the real Gordon Ramsay, if you go on YouTube, type in Gordon Ramsay Boiling Point. It was a behind-the-scenes series when he opened his restaurant in Chelsea. it was warts and all real. It was brutal. It wouldn't work nowadays, but something you should check out. And it's iconic in my industry. Everyone still quotes it now. And it was 1998 or 1999 it came out, like Channel 4 documentary, him opening his restaurant and trying to achieve the holy grail of 3 Michelin stars. And it was savage. It was brutal.
So, and I mean, that's what I kind of my impression of working in a high pressure environment in a high end restaurant is like. Would these days be considered bullying?
Yeah,
and so it must have made a seismic change to the industry that you can't treat people like that. You can't just scream and shout in somebody's face, and you can't throw what they've made out. But which I'm sure used to happen a lot.
Yeah, and I'll be completely honest. I was pretty vile myself when I was first a head chef. That's the way I'd been trained, and 27 as a head chef, you have no management training, no people skills in the workplace. You're just a really good cook, and you're given a kitchen, and you've got goals and things to achieve. I was never, I was treated really bad in my younger years, like physical bullying as well as verbal. I never crossed the line into that, but I was reactive, and I was pretty, I would never say I bullied people, but I was pretty reactive to situations in a way that, I don't look back on and regret or, think how wrong I was, but I use that to learn and grow and be better, and, brought some fantastic chefs through that are doing brilliant things around the country now. So, but you can't do that now. The industry still gets a lot of stick, but, the pay is a lot better, the hours are a lot better, the treatment's a lot better. And it's partly because in the UK, there are so many great restaurants now, whereas back in the 80s and 90s, there wasn't many, but there was a lot of chefs. So they could exploit people in the fact that you want to work here more than I need you. And there was a queue for people at the door. And now people have realized you can't be like that, because there's another great restaurant they're going to go to, And now there's also, it was back then, it was just French, Italian, Michelin star restaurants, which had a certain structure and a certain culture. And nowadays, there's brilliant Indian Michelin star restaurants, Chinese, Japanese. There's pretty much every African in London. There's everything. So, and there's every different style of culture. So whereas when I started, a lot of people would leave the trade because you go into a 1, 2, 3 Michelin star restaurant, doesn't work out. You think, I'm not good enough. It's not for me. But now you can look at it and think, okay, perhaps that culture wasn't right for me. I need somewhere faster pace, lower pace, smaller, bigger, different cuisine. There's a lot of different things you can do. And that's how I advise youngsters now. It's like, just because that didn't work out for you, it doesn't mean you're the problem. You've got to find the culture that works for you and the right sort of learning environment as well.
What was yours? What was your cuisine? What did you like to do?
It's really difficult to pigeonhole because I've worked in French restaurants, American restaurants,
McDonald's
abroad.
That doesn't count.
Huh?
McDonald's doesn't count, mate.
That's an American restaurant.
Well, it is.
Stars on the badge. So my cuisine was inspired by worldwide cuisine, but I used predominantly British ingredients, and it was taste and menu format. And it was all about, the only way I'd really pigeonhole it was all about not over manipulating the food and putting too much technique into it. It's like making the ingredients shine, keeping it ingredient led and seasonal, and just like, it's one of the things I'm going to come to later, so I won't go into it too much, but it's just getting the best ingredients, treating it with some respect, and just highlighting that produce.
What are your thoughts on foams?
On what? Sorry, on
foams. Like whenever you go to Michelin restaurants, you get a lot of foams on top of stuff sometimes.
That is something that we are sort of stuck with as a label, and it's not like in the noughties that was quite common, and it was done too much, but it's not something you see a lot of now. And if it's done right, texturally it works, not a problem. I have no problem with any kind of gimmick as long as the end result tastes fantastic. If you're doing it for aesthetics or because you think it's cool, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Do it because it tastes bloody great. That should be your only thought.
I love that.
At a much lower end, I've mentioned a lot that I object to getting my chips in a little mini thing that goes in the fryer.
That's annoying, isn't it?
Because they'll just be normal shit chips, but they'll come in that little thing on a slate, and it's just like, no, fuck off. Give me proper food on a proper plate and make it taste good.
Exactly. Just make good chips.
Yes.
That's it. And most of the time, anywhere that serves it in a little basket, they're crappy frozen ones anyway. Like
exactly.
You said. But the first thing you do, tip them out, and then you're trying to find somewhere to put that basket. And if the table's empty to me next to it, I'll put it on the next table out of the way.
Exactly. Or in a little steel bucket. That's another one.
Yeah.
It's like, just put them on the plate next to me steak. Like, I'm going to do that in a minute anyway.
And what's worse is, I know some chefs that are incredibly creative and do some crazy things to the eye or to the novice. And they would be served on crazy conceptual plates, but the food is absolutely fantastic. What annoys me more is when the food is crap, technically crap, and they're serving on something crazy.
Yeah.
So what's your priority here?
Well, it's like slapping lipstick on a pig, right? You're like, we're trying to make it look good.
Exactly. You can
to
put
make you
glitter on a
forget
shit,
that it's
but still
crap.
a shit. Yeah.
And in the same analogy, that lipstick on a pig might work once you've had a few beers, and the same with the food, you see. So,
True that.
Well, I'm from Coventry, so
I think it's the same thing. Yeah. And do you know what? I'm not. It's not even that I don't like that. I'm not being like, listen, and I'm coming across like dressed like I eat out of the bins, and I'm coming across like that now. But I don't even mind when as long as I quite like an aesthetic looking plate of food. But like I say, the whole putting it on a slab of wood or a slate or I think that's just going a bit. Even if I'm having a steak and chips or something, I want a really good quality steak, and I don't even mind if you do fat chips in a Jenga style. You know what I mean? And you stack them up like that, because at least that it's on my plate and it's there. Do you know what I mean? But it looks pretty.
Yeah, and for me, my food always looked very natural, right? So for me, I never thought about presentation until I come to the plate. And like sometimes I might change the dish, how it looks throughout the evening and just play about with it. But the balance of the ingredients is really important. The cooking, the respect, the quality. As long as all of that is there and right, it's really easy to make food look good. Some chefs, and this is the way some of them work, but it just never worked for me. They'll come up first with a picture, draw a picture of how they want it to look, and they'll sort of go that way, and that's backwards to me. It's like, let's taste that food. Like, what's in season? Asparagus is amazing. What are we serving it with? We bring it together, we taste it. I know the portion size is right. I know the balance is right. Too much of that or an extra spoon of sauce ruins the dish. So once we put it all together, it's so easy to make it look good.
Is there like a formula in your head? Because I watch a lot of the cooking shows, and I do love Michelin star restaurants, but like a lot of these kind of shows that you see, they're like, you need something like a citrus, an acid, you need a this, you need a crunch, you need is there something in your head that you're like, oh, I need to put all of these components together for like the perfect dish?
Yeah, sometimes you need to taste it and see what it needs. I think some people, in my personal opinion, get too carried away. They come up with a dish and like, oh, it needs a crunch, it needs a crisp, it needs a chewy, and they're trying to get everything. But some of the best dishes like have one or two textures, so they don't always need that. For me, I always brought it back to the ingredient, and I'd create a dish, and you're generally 90% there, tasting it. And when you taste it, you know what it needs. You know if it needs another texture. But sometimes they're just overthinking it. I need this, I need that, I need something else. Like, the 5 flavors you heard about, the 5 tastes. Because taste and flavor are 2 different things. So you've got salt, sweet, bitter, sour, umami. And some chefs do try and put every single one of them in every dish.
Wow.
And that doesn't work. Sometimes you don't need acid. There's, great dishes out there that don't need umami, and some that are just driven on that. Yeah. So it's all about the balance of what you're eating.
So listen, right. I'm not a great. I'm going to say I'm not a great cook. I don't cook very often. My wife tends to cook because I'm a Neanderthal. an old man, and that's a woman's job. No, it's not at all. It's just because
I'm ready to fight you right through this screen.
I know about what you're calling me, yeah?
Dana's booking her flights just to come over and chin me. I was joking.
I mean, if you were trying to get me there to hang out, say something like that. It'll work.
Noted. So yeah, no, my wife does more of the cooking, but I kind of, when I do cook, I kind of just have a look what's in the cupboard and throw things in a pan, and it tends to work.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of kind of ability there, but I just I don't do it enough to be half decent at it. But today, I had a go at making eggs Benedict.
Oh, nice.
And that's because I just fancied like a bacon butter, but I was like, oh, there's some eggs there. I was like, oh, I really like eggs Benedict, so I'll have a go. And obviously, the hard bit of eggs Benedict, well, there's two bits. There's getting your poached eggs right, and there is the hollandaise sauce, right?
Yes.
I'll come on to the hollandaise sauce in a minute because I made a fucking mess of it, and we'll talk about that. I need some advice.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but poached eggs, right? I have, and this is kind of, I'll sneak in a very, very quick, mildly controversial opinion here now. When people insist on putting vinegar in the water to keep a poached egg together, it drives me mad. I don't want my poached. If I want my poached egg, if I'm going to have eggs Benedict, there's vinegar in the hollandaise sauce, so there's enough there. I don't want more vinegar on it. And I did poached eggs today, and they came out pretty well. Let me see if I can find. I took a picture, and I want to show you.
This is just for you, Paul.
Oh, absolutely. No. This is me. This is me. Completely abusing the fact that that I've got a chef on, but I'll have to put a proper picture of this up when
what if
when
he
we
loves
post it.
vinegar to poach an egg?
But look,
though?
there you
Then
go.
what?
That is my poached egg.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No vinegar at all. All that is water that's just warm enough to not be bubbly, and I drop an egg in nice and easy, and it just stays together. And I know you can't do that on a scale if you've got a restaurant and things like that. You can't do it like that. But yeah, the whole thing of putting like vinegar, and you get loads of people who like spin it around and all that. Well, you can spin it around, but not if you're doing two.
It's funny you should say it. My most popular video on TikTok, which is like over 11 million views, is me poaching an egg and saying you don't need vinegar.
There you go. I love it.
I mean, people know how lazy I am. That they know that I haven't gone through your socials to find that, just to curry a bit of favour and go, oh, you don't need vinegar, do you? Right. That's just us on the same wavelength there. I love that. But yeah, I mean, you'll hear a lot of like really famous and really big chefs saying, yeah, pop a little bit of vinegar in, it keeps it all together and all that kind of stuff. Is that, well, I don't want it to taste of vinegar.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a reason they do it. It's obviously, so scientifically, it bonds the proteins together more. And like the best way to poach an egg, the most important thing is the freshest egg as possible. It's going to stay together. I crack it into a sieve, let that excess water drain off, so you don't get all the little spermy bits, and then just lower it into water. I salt the water, which I was taught, and this is the point I'll try and stress, which a lot of people don't understand, and the nuance of like in the world of TikTok is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't use vinegar. I'm saying you don't need to. I was always taught at college is you have to. It won't work. And what it does, it changes the texture. The texture goes grainy for me, and the flavour as well. And I'd rather you get hollandaise or maybe like different garnish. I don't want that vinegary flavour, and I definitely don't want that texture of the white. I like the white to be soft still, but not runny. And that's the key. And you can do multiple like that as well. It's different in industry. If the eggs, with the supply chain, then they're a few days old, and you're doing them en masse. It's for consistency. I get that, and I've practiced that in hotels as well. It's fine, and a lot of people like it. But I'm just trying to get across the point that it's not a must.
Yeah. Do you know what a really good way here is? It's just I didn't intend for this to turn into this, but it has now.
But here we are.
Yeah, exactly. We're here now. I had I can't remember which chef it was, but basically, if you take a mug and you line the mug with cling film, and then you you spray like olive oil in there, and then you can put like paprika and like little bits of chili or something like that, and then put the egg in there and wrap it up and do it in cling film. It all stays together. It goes a bit of a weird shape, But that's quite a nice way of holding it.
It cooks evenly. It's a bit of a faff to do, but no, it works. Yeah. It's
there you go. I'm gonna go and tell everyone that my poached eggs are Michelin star approved now.
You did
I mean, I know it's not technically correct, but I'm having it. I'm saying it.
Yeah, have it.
So kind of because we're already on the topic of social media and videos and stuff like that, I really need to know, because everybody has access to a camera and a phone and can post their videos and say that they're, experts at this or that. Do foodfluencers drive you bananas? Like, do you watch some of these videos and go, what in the actual fuck are you doing? Or
Daily.
Are you all for it?
No, daily wound up by it. Like hourly wound up by it. Yeah, and to be honest, it goes beyond mildly controversial. So I've not put food influencers in any of my things today. It goes beyond it. There's different things. I've closed my restaurant, and I am effectively a food influencer now. But I have the experience to back it up, and the knowledge and the skill base. But there's different types. There's ones who cook at home. There's ones that call themselves reviewers, and they're not. They're just liars. There are a small amount of food reviewers online that are good, but I'd say it's lower than 1%, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Most of them are just doing adverts, getting paid, I'm not going to go into it too much because I'll just end up on a rant.
Man, I just pissed him off. I'm so sorry.
I'm passionate about my industry. I love the industry. I've been in it since I was 5 years old. So, when I see these things that are really bad and toxic for the industry and unhealthy for an industry that is struggling at the moment, it just really gets to me how they're just, someone can just get a phone out and call himself a food critic. Mm-hmm. And the irony of it all as well, this will be my last point of it, before I get into it too far. The irony is, because I'll openly criticize these. I have on my podcast, I have on social media, and I'll die on that hill and I'll stand by what I've said. These people call themselves critics. You try and give them one tiny bit of criticism and they don't like it. And there's a beautiful irony in that they cannot handle anything. It's because of the insecurity, because they have zero skill, zero knowledge, and can't back up what they're doing. So they only eat fast food and review it. Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like it goes around a lot with like every subject, right? Like people are mental health experts. People are, experts in every field because they, had an opinion and decided that it could go on the internet.
Yeah, and they're just grifters, really, because everything I do on social media is all wrapped up in authenticity. Whether I'm having a rant or whether I'm cooking, it has to be authentic. So I just couldn't blag and be like, right, get my bonnet up. This is how you fix a car, because I couldn't. It's not my will. Or right, I'm going to start doing makeup tutorials. No, I'd look like that picture in the back.
I mean, I urge you to please at least try one, because I'd like to see it.
My daughter would love it. She'd do it for me if I called her now.
Right. So we got a little taste there of Paul. Of Paul getting wound up then.
Yeah.
It feels like a good time to unleash you properly now. So we asked you to, for those that don't know, when we get a guest on, what we like to do is we like to get them to tell us their mildly controversial opinion. So they'll come out with a statement, then they'll back it up with a little bit of a reasoning. And then Dana and I, as hosts of the podcast, get to decide whether the mildly controversial podcast ratify it and accept it and adopt it as the opinion of the podcast, or reject it and send the guest back with the tail between the legs.
Sweet. What happens if you and I disagree?
Not wanting to make you feel superfluous, but it's my podcast. I get the casting vote. So you're just here to look like Donna Summer, if we're honest.
I'm just here to annoy the menfolk.
To be honest, I was having a drink of my beer before when Paul finished and answered the question, and you asked a question while I was drinking a beer. So if it's only for that reason, I'm so grateful for you to be here, because I couldn't ask the question because I was literally drinking a beer. So thanks, Dana.
I got
so
you,
yeah,
partner. I got you.
No, what we will do, we will have a conversation about it, and we will make a grown-up decision between the two of us. Yeah, but if let's have it right. If we're going toe to toe, it's my podcast. I've got the casting vote, so I'm going to say whatever.
Fine.
Right. So anyway, with that in mind, but that's mildly controversial in itself. And do you know what is? We've been talking about my look tonight. It's just really cold here. And I'm in a room that we don't use very often, so we don't have the heating on in here. Wearing a hat indoors. First reason is because it's quite cold in here, but second reason, it's great for interaction. Because as soon as I put some highlights of this on the internet, I'll get loads of stick for wearing a hat indoors. It really triggers some people, and I don't know why. Anyway,
engagement is good engagement.
Absolutely. Okay, Paul. Onto your first mildly controversial opinion, please.
So I wrote loads. I think I texted you, didn't I? So I wrote it in my head.
Can't wait.
He gave me the impression this was going to have to be a three-parter.
I'm not going to go into all of them. I've kind of ordered them in priority, if you like. And I've not kept it all about food. There's a few about food, a couple of random stuff. First one, now this really winds me up. The statement, a cheese pull is a ridiculous way to judge food.
Oh, what? Sorry?
A cheese pull. So,
yes, yeah.
Or whether it's a pizza or a toasty or a sandwich. And this does slightly link back to our conversation a minute ago. But this is something that those food reviewers are guilty of. It's look at that cheese pull. And it's insane. All that's happened, cheese has melted. That's as technical as it gets. It's like getting excited because your soup come hot and you're like, wow, there's steam coming off it. All cheese melts differently. Some will pull like a mozzarella. Obviously, it's more stretchy the way it's worked. A Gruyere will in a different way. Some don't at all. Some are brittle. And it's just melted cheese. And what a lot of food influencers will do, they'll manipulate it for the shot as well. So they'll cut maybe a sandwich. They'll like tuck some cheese under in each one. So you pull a bit in, pull a bit out. And then on camera, you're looking like you've got this not impressive to me, cheese pull. Or if you cut straight through it, you're not getting any pull. So they'll kind of part cut. So you pull this pizza back and it's the money shot, apparently. So there is my reasoning that I just do not get why people get so excited over a cheese pull.
Dana, excuse me, Dana, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
Because I didn't even know what a cheese pull was until so I've been educated in what a cheese.
Yeah,
I've got it now, and I'm forming an opinion. But yeah, Dana, you were like, when you heard cheese pull, you were like,
The neck went and everything. Yes, I know a cheese pull. So I will say I have 4 children, and my 4 children love a cheese pull.
Okay.
Well, because they're kids, and again, I do agree with you. It has nothing to do with how this thing is going to taste or the quality of the food. It is simply for the look of it.
Exactly.
It's just
and it's not
for
even
the
an
gram.
impressive look. It's, and the worst dish in the world, like a lot of vegetarian food is hidden. They use cheese to hide a multitude of sins, right? That'll have a cheese pull. Now, if I've put loads of effort into a dish and it's got some sort of cheese on, and if they're really excited about the cheese pull, I just want to pull the dish away and say, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it.
Give me back.
Yeah.
So no, I'm in with you on the cheese pull. I don't think that it's overly impressive. I do think that it's all about the looks and it has nothing to do with the actual food.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay,
Where are you at, Mike?
Do you know what? I'm kind of preempting what I'm going to say, and again, this episode, I'm just coming across as an absolute scumbag who knows nothing, but I'm going with it.
Well, you dressed the part.
Well, do you know what I mean? Yeah, if the shoe fits and all that. Well, listen, my only experience of a cheese pull is my annoyance when I cut a slice of pizza and it doesn't separate from the rest to go into my face. So I don't like a cheese pull for that reason.
and you're stealing cheese from the.
As far as I'm concerned,
rest
a
of the
cheese
pizza.
pull means it's not been adequately cut.
Yeah.
Because when I've got food in front of me, first job is get it into my face, and the easiest way I can get it into my face, the better. And a cheese pull is not easily getting into my face because when you wear this on your face as well, there's going to be strands of it all over the place. That in a week or two, you're going to be like, "What the fuck's that?"
We won't mention the other things that get stuck in beards in the bathroom.
Oh, wow. Toothpaste, toothpaste.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. I wonder where the hell that was going then. I was like, how does Dana have more experience of beard wearing than I do? That doesn't make any sense. So I mean, it's very clear that Dana is very anti-cheese pull.
Well, it also signifies burning my tongue. Like for me, it feels like I'm gonna get a burn from a cheese pull, and the face is too pretty to do that. I don't want to get a burn.
I was thinking the same about me as well. That's what I meant with the beard. My beard is too pretty for that.
Yeah.
No, listen. For me, cutting something, if you've got like a burger or something like that, I don't want you to pull the burger apart and the cheese to go like that. I like those ones, when they cut through and they just separate it like that, and you can see the layers and you can see how moist the food is, and you can almost imagine eating it and you just think, oh, that looks incredible. But yeah, if they were to do that and stretch it apart, it was like, no, just
You took out all the cheese.
Pulling that apart there, cheese pull, I'm just thinking logistics in my head. I'm just thinking I'm going to have to cut it again. It's going to get in my beard. I'm irritated by that. It's not an appealing thing to me. So, so congratulations, Paul. Your first mildly controversial opinion has been accepted and approved by the Mildly Controversial podcast, and it is officially our view also.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Good. Good
What
to
have we
hear.
got next?
Right, so this one, this will take a little bit of explaining because I kind of agree with it. It's hard to articulate like this. So, local food is a marketing buzzword, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I use a lot of local food, but there was, from speaking to a lot of guests and a lot of chefs, and it was so highly publicized that you have to use local, and there is a lot of importance around that. Get it completely, but like my customers expected the best of the best. They were paying top money and they deserve the best. Now, if I've got a farm 10 miles away that sells asparagus and it's not very good, but there's one 100 miles away that's incredible, I'm using that. It's still British, it's not local, and it's better. And the other point on it is people just think, I think the term is too simplified because in essence it is right. So people will say like local food is better. Now, like in every industry, there's good stuff and crap stuff. So there are crap farms. Just because it's local doesn't mean it's good. Every crap farm is local to somewhere. So if it's next door to you, doesn't mean it's good. It's about great produce. And yes, you do need to support the sort of the economy around you, but at what cost? Are you doing it for poorer quality food or just because it's cheaper? And then there's also, to delve into it a little bit deeper, there's supply chain. So my first head chef job, I was in Suffolk, and Suffolk is pig country, right? It's flatlands, pigs everywhere. And I used Suffolk pigs from completely the other side of Suffolk. So it's still pretty local. We had farms all around the hotel with pigs in, and customers always used to say, why don't you use those pigs? I said, well, there's a thing called supply chains, right? Just because they're next to me, they still have to go 100 miles to abattoir. Then they've got to go to a butcher, and then they've got to be back, and then they've got to come back to me. So is it local just because it's physically next to me? Does the supply chain mean it's not local anymore?
Is it because the one slightly further away had lipstick?
No, I put that on when I come in the kitchen.
Yeah. I was just, I was again, it got a bit technical there. I got lost, but I remembered what Dana said about lipstick on a pig, so I just figured it might be that.
No, good callback. Good callback.
Listen, it's kind of not just the kind of the local. You're saying it was like it's a bit of a buzzword in food. Another one that I that does my head in with food is the hand cooked thing. And it was like hand cooked. I was like, as opposed to cooking it with your feet. I mean, well, and it's like quite often you get it with chips or crisps. It's like hand cooked. I was like, you're not dipping it into the hot fat in your hand. No. So what does the hand cooked bit mean? I
think you'd be amazed the amount of chefs that write this stuff, and they don't understand the words they're actually writing. They don't actually think or connect with it. And some in chain places, it's written by marketing people, not chefs, or development people. There's another one as well, and this really annoys me in the same vein. Artisan something.
Yes.
They don't understand the word artisan. Is they're using a massive chain supplier. That's literally the opposite to artisan. Right. But all these buzzwords, they're prevalent in a lot of industries, but in food, I think people just put them in because it sounds good. They're not actually thinking about what they're writing.
There you go. Dana,
have you ever
what we're
gone
saying?
to like a farm next to you and been like, listen, I would use you guys, but it's kind of crap. Like maybe if you up your game, I'll think about using you.
I mean, like generally, once you get more popular as a restaurant, they'll come to you and local guys to you, and they'll just find you. So, like for instance, I was using some incredible duck. So I'm in Stratford upon Avon. I was using some incredible duck from Lancashire, and up near more Cumbria, really, and it's fantastic stuff. And then somebody come to me. I hadn't heard of it. It's Worcestershire duck from down the road. And I didn't choose it because it was from just down the road. Lovely story to tell the guests, but it was an amazing product. And the woman, she literally did everything from hen to slaughter to delivery, like every stage. And then, so there was no supply chain, and it was a brilliant product. So I was like, okay, let's start using this. Yeah. But I wouldn't have heard of it otherwise.
Yeah.
So Dana, what we're saying then?
I'm with him on the buzzword thing. I do think that whenever you are in business, even to hold other people accountable and as well to put out a delicious product, you got to go with the best, even if that isn't right next door.
Absolutely. I'm all over it as well. That's 2 from 2.
I know. Look at you. I think, we're all right here together.
Yeah.
I might
we'll
have to
see
get
on the next one.
I might have to get BGT on it, like Britain's Got Talent on it in a minute, and just like and say one of them shit when it's not, just to create a bit of jeopardy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right, what next, mate?
So next one, I'm going off piste here. This is not food. Yeah. So a little tongue-in-cheek-ish, but the missionary position is not boring, right? Now, I understand if that is all you ever do, the missionary position, yeah, that's boring. But it kind of has that tag, I think, from people that only do that. They just jump into that. That's all they know. They're not, don't try anything. But I think it's the position in itself is not boring. I think if you just commit to that and that's the only move you've got, that's when it becomes boring. Like it's, to get corny, you got eye contact, you've got much more contact in there. So it's that I haven't got a lot more other than it's not boring. I think it's about you. Are you boring? Are you doing it right?
I didn't think I would ever say this sentence on the podcast, but Dana, what are your thoughts on the missionary position?
I'm not even gonna lie. I love the missionary position. I can put myself right where I need to be to get the job done the way it needs to get done. I get to look at my husband. I get to make out with him. I am all in on the missionary position. And in fact, I like to be on top. I like to be on the bottom. Everything else, I'm like, maybe I am boring, actually, now that I think about it.
But there's definitely something
I'm in for the missionary. I'm in.
Cool.
All day.
But there's definitely something, when you think back, like a long time ago in my 20s, you think, am I doing this position, without being crude, to brag or for me? Or am I doing it for me or for us? Am I doing it because I feel like I should? What feels right?
I agree with you on that. I feel like porn has taught people that we're supposed to be doing all of these other things when they're just uncomfortable. It's not fun whenever it's uncomfortable. I don't want to be in the shower risking my life whenever I could be in bed in the missionary position.
I'm just trying to think how you could risk your life in the shower. In the bath, yeah. If you're upside down in the bath, I get it, but... Oh, no. Well, I'm going to have to be really boring on this because my 15-year-old son listens to the podcast. And I only have to admit... And I only have to admit to having sex 3 times because I've got 3 kids.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm going to have to take the 5th on this one. So we're going to have to go with Dana's opinion. That yes, absolutely, the missionary position is not boring, and do you know what? I like the thing that you said there. Is like if you have to think of like coming up with different positions to make it spicy, you're not doing it right as far as I'm concerned.
You're not connecting.
You're not. You know, if you think it's boring, it's not the position that's boring. It's you and how you're doing it.
Exactly. It's like the old saying: only boring people get bored. Yeah.
There you go. See, I said I wouldn't comment on it, and then I ended up commenting on it. That's not the first time that's going to happen. It's certainly not going to be the last. So, yes. So again, 3 from 3.
Lovely.
I'm still waiting. That was one that I couldn't literally. You know, when I say my 15-year-old son listens to this, and I don't want to. I don't know how to pay for therapy for him. So I didn't want to like that couldn't have been the one that I objected to. It was like, no, what you want to be doing is this, and they're putting images in his head. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't do it on that. So I reserve the right to disagree with one, even when I don't, just to create a bit of spice. But that was not the time. Okay, again.
Right. So what we got now? So back to food. This is a very similar. This is food, but very similar vein to the last one. Something that gets stick.
Food very similar to the missionary position.
Yeah, you'll get it when I mean.
Okay, go on.
So it's like when people say, "Oh, that's so vanilla. It's so boring." How is vanilla boring? If I'm called vanilla, I'm like, "Oh, what? I'm in this incredible, beautiful, exotic spice. Wow, thank you very much for the compliment." Look, where's this come from? Is it because vanilla ice cream is so common and people are, oh, you're so vanilla? It's such a complex flavor profile, so versatile, like so diverse, goes with savory food, with fish, with desserts, obviously. It's fucking incredible. Vanilla salt, it's like, it's one of the least boring ingredients. That wouldn't you just say, oh, you're so flour? Like...
You're so bicarbonate of soda, mate.
That's got a bit of tingle, that.
But even that gets you so many different things. Like if you're flour, great. Your bread, you get to, be cakes. You get to, you get to be so many different things.
Yeah, no, you're still right. But yeah, it is, and it's not. You hear it a lot, but people are, oh, you're so vanilla, or vanilla's boring. Wow, and that is probably one of my favorite ice cream flavors when it's proper.
Oh, when you get a good one,
quality vanilla.
Yeah, maybe it should be you're so rich tea biscuit.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Get on board with that. Yeah.
The Americans lost.
Sorry. What's the most boring? I'm not going to change it to the Americanism. What's the most boring biscuit in America? Like, and I don't mean biscuit like the ones you call biscuits because you're wrong. It's our language.
Yes. Well, I'm not even going to argue with that because, I mean, America is so new that I can't say that we're right about pretty much anything.
Especially not when you call the language English. So, I mean, if you're going to call it that, you've got to accept we're right and you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, so to your point also with the vanilla thing, like, yes, it's very versatile. It goes with so many different things. It can't be boring because it can be so many things. But also, if somebody's calling me boring, I'm like, yes, because other things are dramatic and they're stressful. And I don't want to be stressed out.
That's a good point.
Very calm.
Yeah, I want as little drama in my life as possible now. Yeah.
So I'll be vanilla. And you know what? Occasionally, if I'm really feeling it, maybe I'll get some hot chocolate on there. Maybe I'll add some fruit. Maybe I'll add a little spice to my life. But overall, I'll keep it mellow. I am happy to be vanilla.
Do you know? I think where the phrase comes from, rather than the actual vanilla pod, and using it. Did you say it was a spice?
I
Like
think
a herb
it's
or
categorized. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it
think
is
so.
technical, but technically it must be something like that.
Yeah, it might even be a legume. To be honest, I should know that, but I don't know.
It's got seeds in it. Does that matter? Anyway.
Yeah.
But no. But I mean, I don't think people are talking about that. I think people are talking about, like you referenced the ice cream, like vanilla. Oh, it's so boring. You haven't,
Yeah, you're potentially right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but like you say, a really good quality vanilla ice cream is amazing.
Exactly.
With that vanilla
really, really
bean
good.
in there.
Yeah,
So good.
Exactly. And it's, and I, in the 5 years we've been doing this podcast, I've slagged off like things that biscuits are always a good one to go to from a UK point of view, because it's like rich tea, pointless.
Yeah.
Everyone bangs on about bourbons. I'm not being funny.
I've seen your bourbon hate, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if you enrobe it in a micron of chocolate, it becomes a penguin. They're brilliant. So bourbons are I'd rather not have a biscuit than have a bourbon. I mean, I might as well have that as my catchphrase now. I've said it so often. But yeah, things like that. And it's, yeah, and I tell you what, and crisps, right, or chips. There you go. That's me one translation I'm doing tonight.
I've actually been on the show enough to know what these things are now.
It was as much for our listeners as it was for you. But anyway, but yeah, crisps, right? The wife has brought into the house some crinkle cut, lightly salted crisps.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's fucking potato flavour. I mean, what is the point? Do you know what?
Yeah.
The potato. Listen,
Staying in the cupboard.
I'm not naive enough to think that the potato isn't important in a crisp, okay? The quality of a potato and the fact it is potato are two very important things, right? But build on it. Do you know what I mean? There are so many incredible crisp flavours out there. I was going to say who the fuck walks into a shop and goes lightly salted. That's for me. Turns out it's my wife. I mean, I am genuinely reconsidering the how many is it? Almost 22 years of marriage now. I'm genuinely.
And we will not confirm nor deny if she likes Missionary.
I can't. I'm legally unallowed. I don't even know if that's a word, but there you go.
Oh no!
Oh, Paul's gone. I think he's back. I mean, I don't know what. Do you think he's a massive fan of lightly salted crisps and he's taken massive
really
offence
pissed him
and just
off.
gone?
He's just fucking out of here.
He's just gone. Or maybe he's just gone. Well, I've told him 3 of my things. Fuck it. I've got better things to do than be on this podcast now.
He's a Michelin star chef. He is a busy man.
Also he's a Michelin star chef, and he's like, I haven't got time to
talk about your
listen
lightly
to him.
salted crisps.
I've got better things to do than listen to that tramp talk about what crisps he likes. My bad, Dana. I do apologise. I think I've scared him away.
Oh, bye, Paul. It was fun having you on for 52 minutes. You're back.
There we
Found you,
go.
Paul.
I don't know what happened there.
Oh, here we go. So, yeah, well, we were speculating whether you quietly really love a lightly salted crisp, and you've gone, oh, fuck this. I've got 3 of my opinions over the line. I'm out of here. This is enough.
Yeah, I was so hungry and salivating. Yeah. But the thing is, they're always left in the cupboard, so I've got some available.
Exactly. I mean, ready salted. I mean, if you live in a house where ready salted crisps aren't the last ones from a variety pack, then you need to start checking the internet history of the other people who are living in your house, because I don't trust them for a start.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like,
definitely.
I'm not letting you in my pantry, though, because I may or may not have lightly salted crisps in my that I like to eat after, if I'm like sitting on the couch drinking wine. It's just,
I'd accept them if they're heavily salted.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, Dana, when when Paul and I come round to your house, if you wouldn't mind opening that pack of lightly salted crisps and adding more salt.
You got it.
Then we're good. Then Paul won't get so offended he has to leave like he just did.
Just dips out.
It's like, that's it. I'm out. Tap out. I'm done. Right. We've probably got time for one more, Paul. You should take that as a compliment because we're getting close to the hour, and that means
cool.
and that means that I'm not going to cut any of them out. So there
good.
you go.
Good. So,
I mean, in future, if anybody watching ends up as a guest on this show and we end up about an hour and 45 minutes, it's because most of the stuff you said so far is shit, and I'm going to have to edit it all out. So
Keep going.
Brilliant. Should we have a food or a non-food?
Let's go non-food. We've had. I think we have 3 foods, haven't we? So yeah, let's go non-food.
And then I do have a question about food before we go.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to want
There's
your
more
opinion.
chat after this one. We're all right.
I'll try my best to answer. So, this has wound me up for years. And it's when people say, I'm a little bit OCD. You're not. You're just tidy. And it's a contradiction in term because you can't be a little bit of something that is obsessive, compulsive, and a disorder. You can't be a little bit obsessive. Little bit of a disorder, and I'm a little bit compulsive. It's good. You're tidy. You're organised. Now, like, to get more serious about it, like OCD is awful. If you've got real OCD, it's awful. It takes over your life. But you hear stories about people that they'll check their oven 10 times before they leave, and they take a photo of it, and they check that photo all day to check that it's not on. And that's an awful way to live your life, and I sympathise with that. But just because you put your shoes in a line and you organise your fridge does not mean you are OCD or a little bit OCD. You're organised, you're tidy. That's good. That's a good thing.
Okay, I'm ready to jump in on this one.
Okay.
Go on, Dana. Go on, Donna.
So, yes, agree. However, I am going to disagree a little bit.
Fine,
because just as autism has a spectrum, I do think that OCD has a spectrum. And the reason I think that is because 11 years ago, I was treated for depression with medications. And during taking this medication, it was also a medication that treated OCD. So I took this medication and I stopped doing rituals that I would do. And I didn't even realize that I was a little bit OCD. Until I took this medication and I stopped, only shaving my legs on Wednesdays because I thought it was bad luck. Or if I wore a shirt that I had a bad day in, that shirt had to come off and go in the trash. Or if I saw a certain name or a certain series of numbers, I would spiral in my head like something was going to go wrong. It was going to be a bad day because I saw 5555. And after I took this medication, I did realize that I was on a spectrum of OCD. I was very short on the spectrum of OCD, but I do think that there is a little bit of a spectrum, and it actually rewired my brain once I realized it. And I was able to say like, oh yeah, none of that stuff matters. I'm not on medication anymore. I haven't been in a decade, but I don't do rituals anymore. And I didn't know until that happened.
Like, your experience does sound quite consuming. Which I think my frustration comes from, a lot of chefs say this because they like to label their tubs and keep them tidy.
Yes.
That's where I'm going with it. Yours does that, and I sympathise with it. It was in your head a lot, and that sounds, compulsive.
I do think that people use it as a term to just say like, oh, I'm so type A,
Yes. Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell of Dana telling us she is, she's come through this and she's able to shave her legs on more than just Wednesdays.
You know what? I shaved my legs today, and it is Tuesday.
Jesus, I mean that's the maverick that Dana's turned into these days. She'll shave her legs without even consulting the calendar. That bombshell is where we will leave it for this week, but we will. Do a little bit more chat with Paul before we go. So, Dana, you said you wanted to have a little chat there.
Well, I just had a question because something that I've noticed a lot in the foodfluencer community, specifically like the fitness oriented one, is that they are using cottage cheese for everything.
Yeah.
And I wonder what your thoughts are with, mixing up some things and adding cottage cheese into every recipe that exists.
Personally, I'm not a fan because it has the texture of cold sick. And it's not a great flavour.
He's only talking the truth.
I get why they use it. I'm no expert on nutrition. I've not focused any of my education around food around nutrition.
You went straight to taste, huh? Oh, shit.
Oh, he's gone again. Jesus, Dana, will you stop offending the guest? I mean, I had you on earlier on in this series as a guest co-host, right? That worked well because we didn't have a guest.
Yes.
This is the second time our guest has walked out on us because of you.
I know.
I mean, it can't be me, so...
It's definitely not you. It's me. I take full responsibility because this is your podcast.
I mean, it's
and you can edit me to sound however you want.
Oh, I will. The bit just before we left, I'm going to edit to make it look like it was your fault. And then,
Can't wait.
sorry, Paul. I do apologise. She's from America, so we have to,
cottage cheese things.
I didn't pre-warn you that we need to be a little bit more accommodating with some of the nonsense that comes out of her face. I do apologise.
That's fine.
I do apologise.
I'm not like that Gordon Ramsay-esque chef anymore. Don't worry.
What you don't realise, Dana, is when he disappeared. Then he's thrown loads of like there's pans and shit around the room, and he's gone
crying.
full on nuts, and then gathered himself and come back on the professional that he is.
Oh, I'm glad you were able to get your stuff together.
yes. Damn it. It's just
So we were talking about cottage cheese.
Yeah, so I understand that there's more protein in it. Like I said, I've not focused any of my food education around nutrition because I'm all about flavour and great experience. So yeah, I think it's from a protein level, but for me, it's not an ingredient I've ever really used, so I don't get its versatility really and how you can use it and everything. I've seen a bit of it, but I don't really watch any health food content anyway because I just find the food really boring and lacking in butter, salt, cream, and all the good shit. Yeah.
I want to see you do a video on it. I want you to be like, all right, everybody's doing this shit. Let me taste it.
Yeah.
And see if it's trash or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me as a former personal trainer that it's just a lazy way of getting the protein numbers up.
Okay.
And without it adding, I mean, one of the primary jobs of protein is to fill you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, that's one of its main jobs. But you get some PTs or fitness influencers and stuff are just obsessed by getting a high protein number. When you get yogurts like this high protein yogurt. I mean, yogurt's got protein in it anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you want more protein, have another one. It's not hard. But it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, this protein number, it's like, this has got 50 grams of protein. It was like, and what? Do you know what I mean?
Most of it just comes out, doesn't it?
Listen, it's only people who are proper lifters who need a load of protein anyway. The main job of protein is to fill you up. So a high protein diet for somebody who isn't someone who's lifting heavy weights, the job is to fill yourself up on something that's got 4 calories per gram instead of fat, which has got 9 calories per gram. So the idea of protein is a high protein thing will fill you up and therefore you will eat less calories. That's how you lose weight.
Yeah.
But so it seems like to me, I haven't seen this whole thing of putting a cottage cheese and everything, but it seems to me like just like a lazy way of upping the protein level to hit a number.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Whereas you could just have, like, I don't know.
The crass American over here heard you say a load of protein will fill you up, and that's all I've been able to focus on ever since. So.
There you go. But good proteins, like so protein from chicken, fish. That's where you start with that. Do you see how I completely ignored what you were talking about there?
Totally, yeah. Yeah, you sidestepped that.
Some
You're
of
a
us,
professional, Mike.
You know,
Food pro.
some of us are professionals. Some of us don't scare the fucking guest off twice in the same episode.
Have 15-year-olds listening to the episode, Dana. Shut up.
Jesus. Anyway, so listen, and I do have I have a question. Well, I'm going to abuse the position of the fact that we have a chef on the show and
use him
help me. Like I say, I want to start cooking more often. And my 15-year-old son, who's got quite, he's called Shay. I'll give him a shout out, seeing as I've mentioned him so many times today. But he started making his own food and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking, like, what would your advice be on? He's just starting to make his own food, so he doesn't eat a great lot of veg. So I would like it to have veg in it, but to be hidden. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
if you can, or just, I mean, he does a lot of. He's in the gym a lot, so he's doing stuff that is easy and quick to make in the air fryer. And one of the things he likes to do is he does like dirty fries. So it's air fried fries, which aren't bad for you, with mince, which isn't that bad for you, bit of cheese and all that kind of stuff, and which has got protein. Everyone loves protein.
We love protein.
Do you know what I mean? So that's the sort of stuff that I'm just thinking. What would your advice be? Is like which way do I mean, I can research it, or you don't need like top recipes and stuff like that. But what would your advice be? Where do I steer him to get a bit more adventurous with what he's cooking, but in terms of something that's easy, easy, quick, but is kind of next step on learning to cook?
It's difficult. I mean, there's a whole world of food out there, right? If you're looking at a way of trying to get him to eat more veg, my recommendation, because this is how I got into eating more veg. When I was a kid, never really ate much veg. I ate like loads of meat and potatoes, and I'd be forced to. Now I love vegetables, but the way I got into them by having them slightly unhealthy first. So sauteing them in butter or some animal fat and things like that. So, and like serving it with like a lot of meat. So you're getting used to the vegetable first, and then you're easing that away, and then it's becoming much more healthy. And one thing I do for my kids actually, which like they know now, but they're not bothered about it. When they were younger, they didn't. When they love pasta, and pasta's like one of my biggest passions in food. I'll make like, we used to call it when they're kids, like secret vegetable sauce, and it's amazing. So I'd just saute just in olive oil, loads of like grated carrot, courgette, onion, celery, any sort of, you can be really flexible with that. And then you add loads of grated Granny Smith apple, passata, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, boil it and blend it, and you get an amazing tomato sauce that is full of loads of vegetables. And my kids grew up on it. And I remember my daughter, when she was first sort of like, refusing to eat veg, and she'd be like eating the pasta, I'm not eating any vegetables. Yeah, you are. But and I still do it now because it's great. I'll send them to school with like pasta, and I'll just boil that up because I'll just batch it in the freezer. And it's just a really nice way. It's great for anyone out there who's struggling to get veg into the kids, but something, for your son as well. And getting used to that cooking process. The reason you grate it, the vegetables, is for two reasons. So for something like this, you want to retain all that fresh flavour. So if you're cutting it chunky, boiling your ass off it for an hour, you're just stewing it, you get these stewed flavours. So if you grate it, cook it nice and quick, boil it till it's just tender, blend it, it tastes much more vibrant. And then the same with the apple. So the apple is giving you sweetness and acidity, so you're not adding sugar to it to balance it out, which is unhealthy.
I was going to say, is that counteracting the kind of the passata, the kind of...
Yeah, and you're adding
taking away that
natural sweetness, not sugar, in a better way, and you're still getting all the fiber of the vegetables as well. And really simple process to do, and quite a simple, enjoyable one. And I find, I know your son's older, my kids are a little bit younger, but they eat their vegetables more when they get involved with it, and because they've been a part of it. And again, great advice to younger children. If my daughter helps me prep the dinner, even if it's just cutting broccoli cutting up the green beans, she's much more likely to eat it or get involved. And the same with the meat as well. They're not squeamish about dead animals because they've got involved and they've, touched it.
In the slaughter.
Yeah. I did years ago. So my second cookbook was a book called How to Cook Meat Properly, and had a load of game in the walk-in fridge, and a lot of it was still in feather because I had it for some photos, and then did some dishes out of it in some butchery. My daughter come in, and she would have been about 8 or 9 at the time. She had a roller skates on. She skated through the kitchen, and when it was closed, and she just picked up one of the ducks, and its neck was just hanging down here, and she was just stroking it. And like most kids would be horrified by a dead duck with its neck just hanging up. It's like, can I take it home and have it as a teddy? It's like, no, it'll absolutely stink in a few hours in your nice warm bed. But they've had a lot of exposure to that, is what I'm saying. So another good thing, really, as well, is and why one of the simplest ways to learn a little bit about meat and butchery is to prep your own chicken. So I always advise this to everyone: don't buy chicken breasts and chicken legs and chicken wings. It's more expensive, and it's just not as practical. So buy whole chickens. There's loads of methods on the internet how you can butcher them. Take the legs off, take the breasts off, take the wings off. What I do is, if me and the kids are having chicken breasts, I'll freeze the wings, and I'll do that. Say if I do that 10 times in, I don't know, 10 weeks, I've got 20 chicken wings in there. If it's a barbecue, I'm not going to buy a load of wings. People can learn how to butcher on a very simple level. They're saving it. They can make a soup out of the bones. They've got wings there for the future. They've got legs for the future as well, rather than spending more money. And you're learning a little skill.
And it's less wasteful too.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's really, really simple.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Hopefully, that wasn't just for me. I'm pretty sure lots of people listening and watching would appreciate that, and that would because that is quite a common thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. He eats peas and broccoli and stuff like that, but it's mainly just peas and broccoli. So just to get other stuff in him, but also getting, like you say, getting him involved in food preparation and things like that. So. That is amazing, because also with a passata-based veg sauce, you can throw some spices, some kidney beans in, and you've got a chili, right? And it's versatile as well. So, listen, I mean, it's unusual that we finish the podcast on a really practical and useful,
on not a bombshell.
Not a bombshell. I did the bombshell early. Did you notice that? Yeah. It's listen, before we finish, I want to give you the opportunity just to tell us where people can find you on all the socials, and plug your books and stuff like that, and I'll put links to everything below this, wherever people are watching or listening.
Oh, brilliant. No, thank you very much. So my main thing at the moment, now I've closed my restaurant, is my YouTube channel, which is called Food Unfiltered. Which I only launched in the end of August, September. It's grown massively, and we're doing different styles of content. We do behind the scenes in the best restaurants in the country, and we're going to move in beyond the country this year. And I also do some cookery content as well, and got some really exciting things with some of the best chefs in the country coming out soon. And then social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook on Paul Foster Chef, that's content creator now, as well as a chef. So I do a bit on there. And my books I've got 3 cookbooks. So one called Salt, which was the name of my restaurant. And that was a bit of a, chefs have got big egos. That was an ego book, all about the restaurant, the story, big coffee table thing. And then I'm 2 books into a 6-book series called How to Cook Properly. So the first one is How to Cook Meat Properly, which has sold out. I've got, I think, 15 here. They're the last 15. I'm getting a reprint done later in the year. The next one was How to Cook Pasta Properly, there's probably only a couple of 100 left. And then I'm just starting to write How to Cook Fish Properly. And they're very sort of high-end educational, I'd say. So, yeah, it's like step-by-step photos, processes.
Awesome.
So for chefs as well as really, really informed foodies.
That's amazing. So if you send me the links to all of that stuff, I will.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
will do it. So wherever you're listening or watching, that'll be in there. So listen, it only remains for me to thank you. I want to thank you for saying you'll come on, but also thank you for being a really good guest. Because when you don't know someone, you've no idea if you're going to plan to do a 45 to 60 minute podcast and have someone who's shit, and you're just like, and you have to blame, there was technical issues, we can't put that one out, or something like that.
Thank you for, you went in blind and taking the risk, and I really appreciate being on. No, great to meet you back.
I also need to just say that in the past we have had technical issues, so if anyone has come on the podcast and we've had technical issues, we didn't not put it out because it was, well, we didn't necessarily put it out because you were shit. So yeah, some people who came on, we did have technical issues, and we didn't put it out because there was technical issues. I should probably wrap it up now. Anyway, again,
you are saying too much.
I'm digging far too hard there, aren't I? So, anyway, Dana, thank you very much for joining us from the past.
I am happy to be a not Baz anytime you need me.
Dana's in between dropping kids at school and picking them up from school, and we're nearly bedtime now, so it always baffles me that. But anyway, Dana, I as always, unashamedly massive fan of yours. I love the fact that you always say yes. I love the fact that when you do come on, you're amazing. And also, I don't know if it's a bit that will make it to the end because it's when it's cut out. I have to thank you for. I was taking a massive glug of my beer at one point when Paul stopped talking, and you jumped in with a question. Invaluable, because otherwise I'd have been like, "Shit, it's my go now, innit?" So thanks for that, Dana. Anyway, thank you both for being here. Really appreciate it. Listen, if you are listening now and you are this far in, thank you very much. It's very charitable of you. We're just getting started again. So if you could do all the subscribe-y shit, subscribe, show it to your friends, do all that kind of stuff, it will be massively appreciated. In the meantime, thanks everybody for listening, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We should put a stop to all this podcast nonsense